All right, let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about something that so many of us struggle with, right? That feeling that you're just not wired for financial success. But what if the issue isn't your work ethic at all? What if it's something way deeper, something literally coded into your brain? I mean, you know the feeling. You're working so hard, you have all the right intentions, but you look at your bank account at the end of the month and nothing's changed. It's this super frustrating loop, and it's so easy to just blame yourself. But what if you're blaming the wrong thing? So here's the big idea we're digging into today. Your financial struggles, they might actually be coming from an old cognitive script. It's like an automatic program your brain wrote years and years ago to keep you safe. The only problem is that old software is seriously out of date. To really get this, we have to start with the biology, because this isn't just some abstract psychological theory. We're talking about how your brain was physically built and shaped by your early life. Yes, science is showing that growing up with a lot of stress or scarcity literally changes how your brain develops. It adapts, you see. It becomes incredibly good at handling day-to-day survival. It learns to focus on the right now, because thinking about a future that's so uncertain, well, that feels like a waste of precious energy. And there's a huge trade-off for that. To get really good at short-term survival, the brain actually dials down the function in the prefrontal cortex. That's the part responsible for things like judgment and long-term planning. The effects with this are so significant that some researchers have even compared them to what you'd see in someone with actual brain damage. I mean, think about that. It's that serious. So this is really the key thing I want you to hear. Stop seeing this as some kind of personal flaw. It's not. It was a brilliant, incredibly smart survival strategy that your brain came up with to get you through a really tough time. Your brain did exactly what it was designed to do. Okay, so that's the biology from way back when, but how does that affect your bank account today? Well, those old survival tactics, they don't just vanish. They become these automatic, hidden scripts that are running our adult lives, most of the time without us even realizing it. You know, psychologists actually have a name for this stuff. It's called an event schema. Just think of it like a mental shortcut or a little computer program. Your brain makes thousands of these things just to save energy, so you don't have to consciously think through every single little thing you do all day. And they are literally everywhere. You get into an elevator, you don't stand there and wonder, which way should I face? No, you just automatically turn toward the door. That's a script. It's an automatic, efficient little routine your brain runs to handle that situation. Okay, now let's apply that same exact logic to money. If, when you were growing up, having money around meant stress or arguments or just a feeling of dis-ease, your brain could have written a very simple script. Money equals pain. Get rid of the money to get rid of the pain. It feels like self-sabotage to us now, but to your subconscious brain, it's just running the safety program it wrote years ago. And this leads us to one of the most confusing, kind of sneaky parts of this whole thing. Something called the progress trap. This is the thing that trips so many of us up right when we finally start to get ahead. Just picture this for a second. You've been working your tail off, you've been super disciplined, and for the very first time, you actually managed to save up a real chunk of money. Let's just put a number on it. $1,000, you hit that first big goal, $1,000 in your savings account. That's a huge deal. You finally closed the gap. And your brain recognizes this. It rewards you with a flood of feel-good chemicals. We're talking dopamine, satisfaction. You feel amazing, and you should. But this feeling, this is exactly where the trap is set. Because what happens next so often? A big, impulsive splurge that completely wipes out that new savings. Why does that happen? Why does success immediately trigger the exact behavior that undoes the success? It seems crazy. Well, the answer is in how our brain is wired to handle goals. It's what's called a cybernetic process. That amazing positive feeling you get, it acts like a signal to your brain that says, mission accomplished. Your brain interprets that milestone as the finish line. It thinks, awesome, we did it. And then it dials down the very motivation that got you there in the first place, which makes you super vulnerable to that big splurge. You start to coast. So how in the world do you escape this trap? The solution is a really profound, but actually pretty simple mental shift. It's all about changing how you talk to yourself about your own actions. It all boils down to this one simple reframe. Let's say you skip going out for an expensive dinner to save some money. If you see that as, hey, I'm making progress, your brain gets that mission accomplished high and starts looking for a reason to relax. But
if you reframe that exact same action as, this proves my commitment to being a person who is good with money, it does the total opposite. It reinforces that new identity and makes you want to do it again. And here is the best part of all of this. This little mental shift, it isn't just you playing mind games with yourself. You are literally physically changing your brain. And this is all possible because of this incredible scientific principle called neuroplasticity. Your brain is not a fixed object. It is constantly reorganizing itself, forming new connections based on what you think and what you do. You are, in a very real sense, the architect of your own mind. There is a famous saying in neuroscience that just sums it all up perfectly. Neurons that fire together wire together. Every single time you consciously choose that new financial habit instead of falling back on the old script, you make a new neural pathway just a little bit stronger. It's hard at first, for sure, but the more you do it, the stronger and more automatic that new path becomes. So, here's your playbook for hitting that neural reset button. Step 1, you gotta identify your old sabotage script. Get really aware of what triggers you to spend. Step 2, reframe every single win, big or small, as proof of your commitment. And step 3, repeat, repeat, repeat. Consistency is what literally builds the new superhighway to wealth inside your brain. And that really brings us to the most powerful takeaway here. It's time to stop beating yourself up. Your brain is not your enemy. It's not trying to sabotage you. It's just trying to protect you with really outdated information. Your job isn't to fight your brain. It's just to gently give it a little software update. So the final question is really for you. Knowing all this gives you a choice. You can keep letting that old, outdated code run your life, or you can decide right now to start consciously writing a new one. The power to reprogram your financial future, it's always been right there with you.